Good morning, friends. Today we are going to learn the parts of speech. It is a common topic to all semesters, and it is very necessary to know about the parts of speech to enter into the other main topics in grammar. So, today we take the first topic, parts of speech. Okay, directly move to the topic, parts of speech. A language is made up of words, not only English language, other languages, Telugu, Sanskrit, uh, all other languages all are depend on words. What is word? A group of letters is called a word. Then only the word formed. So, in English also, a language is made up of words. The group of words that are in a meaningful order is called a sentence. So, if we make a sentence, we have to use words. How to use the words? We have to put the words in a proper order, in a meaningful way. Then only it is called a sentence. So, the group of words that are in a meaningful order is called a sentence in English. But all the words of a sentence don't do the same work. So, every word has its own action, its meaning. That's why all the words of a sentence don't do the same work. The words divide into according to their function and their actions in a sentence. That's why these words are divided into 8 kinds. So our English grammarians divided the words into 8 categories because we can easily understand these 8 kinds of parts of words. So we called it as a parts of speech. The words are divided into 8 kinds according to their function in a sentence. These words are called parts of speech. So, how many parts of speech? There are 8 parts of speech in English. So, I will give a one story. You can understand easily by this story. For example, Tenali Ramakrishna was a poet at the court of King Krishnadevaraya of Vijayanagara kingdom. He was famous for his wit and intelligence. One day, a painter came to the kingdom and impressed the king with his paintings. But Ramakrishna was not satisfied. He challenged the painter that he could paint better than that. The king announced that he would give Ramakrishna a bag of gold and the title King of Artists, provided the painting was better than that of the painter. In this story, you can find names of persons, names of places, and names of things. So, all these are called parts of speeches. Okay, we can now move to the one by one. We already know there are 8 parts of speech in English. What are the 8 parts of speech? Are a noun, a pronoun, a verb, an adjective, an adverb, preposition, conjunction, interjection. These are 8 parts of speech. In English grammarians, they divided the words into 8 kinds. Now we move to one by one and in detail. The first one is a noun. Noun itself indicates name. Noun means name. A noun is the name of a person, a place, a thing, a quality, or an idea. Here, examples. Sudhir. Not only Sudhir, Ramesh, Ramu, Venkatesh, Chiranjeevi, Nagarjuna, all other names of persons in this world, all are called nouns. And New Delhi, it is a name of place. Not only New Delhi, all the places of names in this world are called nouns. Example, Hyderabad, Warangal, Kolkata, Delhi, Chennai, Mumbai, all are called names of places. So, these are all places, names of places. These are also called nouns. And pen, for example, pen is a name of thing. Not only pen, there is a table, there is a cloth, there is a book, there is a chair, there is a balloon, there is a TV. All are, they have names. These are called nouns in English. And also, goodness. It is the name of a quality. There are number of qualities. They are also called nouns in English. And also, space. It is a name of idea. Not only space. There are a number of ideas in this world. They are also called nouns in English. Example, we can see some lines, how they appear in the sentences. They are nouns in the sentences. Children like stories. A chair has 4 legs. Jaipur is called the pink city. Netaji is the pride of India. Fish live in water. In these 5 sentences, we can find children, stories, chair, legs, Jaipur, pink city, Netaji, India, fish, water, all are nouns in English. Next, we move to another one, that is pronoun. Before to know the pronoun, we read one story. We can find the pronouns in this story. Raja Rao works in a bank. He is married. His wife is Lata. She is a teacher. They have 2 children named Manju and Madhavi. They are good at studies. They live in a flat in Hyderabad. It is a multi-storied building. We often find such buildings in cities. But I like to live in the countryside. What about you? In this story, we can find the pronouns. What they are? Raja Rao works in a bank. He is married. We can't repeat the Raja Rao. He is married. He is a pronoun. His wife is Lata. He is also a pronoun. She is a teacher. She is also a pronoun. They have 2 children names Manju and Madhavi. Here, they is a pronoun. They live in a flat in Hyderabad. They is also pronoun. It is a multi-storied building. It is a pronoun in this sentence. We often find such buildings in cities. We also a pronoun. But I like to live in the countryside. I here a pronoun. What about you? You is also pronoun in this sentence. So in this story we can find the pronouns. So what is pronoun? Pro means instead of. So a pronoun is used instead of a noun. So there is no need to repeat the same noun in the sentence. For that we have to use pronoun in all English sentences. It avoids repeating of the same noun. So we avoids the same noun, we put the pronoun in place of a noun. So pro means instead of noun we used in the sentence. So a pronoun is used instead of a noun. It avoids repeating of the same noun. Okay, we see the examples. I, we, you, he, she, it, they. These all are pronouns. Example: Varsha is an employee. She works in a bank. Varsha is an employee. Varsha is a noun, name of person. She works in a bank. She, who is she? Varsha is a she here. So we avoid the repeat of the same noun in the sentence. So we used she. That's why she is a pronoun. Another examples we can see. Ranganath is a doctor. He works in a village. Ranganath is a name of a person. He works in a village. Here he is a pronoun. Hari and I are classmates. We are good friends. Hari, name of person, I, and here also pronoun. We, in this sentence we is a pronoun. Trees gives us oxygen. They give us food too. Here in this sentence they is a pronoun. Chitra is a famous singer. She sang many songs. In this sentence Chitra is a name of person. It is a noun, but she sang many songs. Here she is a pronoun. Who bought a new television set? We bought a new television set. It is very slim. In this sentence it is a pronoun. So pro means instead of. So a pronoun is used instead of a noun. It avoids repeating of the same noun. So this is the story about a pronoun. Then we move to another parts of speech, that is a verb. It is very important. In English, verb plays an important role. So what is verb? A verb is a word which denotes an action, a condition, state, or possession, or a change in the state. So a verb, it can shows a number of functions in a sentence. What are the functions? It describes an action, and also it shows a condition. A verb shows a state, and also a verb shows possession, and also a change in the state. A verb shows a change in the state. So a verb plays an important roles in a sentence. We can easily understand by to see the sentences. For example, she teaches English. In the sentence, she teaches English. Teaches, here is a verb, teaches, it shows action. So, what verb does in this sentence? Action. It shows an action. Next, another example is intelligent. Here, verb shows its work is condition or state. So, he is intelligent. Here, he is a condition or state. Is intelligent shows his condition and state. That's why verb shows a condition and state. Another one is, I have 20 pens. Here in the sentence, I have 20 pens. Have shows possession. How many pens you have? I have 20 pens. That's why it shows possession. She became strong. How she look like? She changes in the state. She became strong. Once she is a weak, but now she became very strong. She became strong. So here is a change in the state. Here verb shows a change in the state. I think you understand what is verb now, and a few more examples you can read. That is, talk less, work more. Talk and work are verbs. If you are rich, help the poor. I had a bike last year, but I have a car now. Sridhar works in Infosys. Rahul's political entry is not surprising. These all are examples of verbs. Okay. Next, we move to another parts of speech, that is an adjective. Before to study the what is the adjective, we have to read one story. By this story, we can understand the clearly about the adjective. For example, if an elephant has big wings and a rat has 2 legs, sweets are sour and balls are square, the green trees hang in the blue sky, but we don't know the reason why. Isn't it funny and wonderful? So here there are some words, they give more information about nouns and pronouns. For example, in this story we can find big, 2, sour, square, blue. These all are wonderful. All are, they describes more about nouns and pronouns. They give more information about nouns and pronouns. Okay. Now we can define an adjective. An adjective says something more about a noun, a pronoun. So what an adjective says? It says something more about a noun or pronoun. It can indicate a noun's color, quality and number. What an adjective say describes about the noun and pronoun? It describes about the color, quality and number of nouns. It can indicate nouns, color, quality and number. It is a defining word of a noun or a pronoun. What an adjective does in the sentence? It is a defining word of a noun or a pronoun. Okay, we can see the examples. By these examples, you can clearly understand the adjectives. My bike is black. Here, black is what? Black. It is a color. It shows the color of a noun. What is noun? Bike. My bike is black. The black is a color of a bike. An adjective shows color. Rahul is the most intelligent boy in our class. So what is the state of Rahul? He is most intelligent. So here quality shows an adjective of a noun. I have many books. Here it says many means number. Here number is an adjective. I have many books. Many is a adjective. We can see some more examples to understand easily about the adjective. Indian cricket team is very strong. Indian cricket team is very strong. The rose is a beautiful flower. Harry Potter is an interesting novel. The class is silent. Milk is white. These all are adjectives in sentences. Okay. I hope you understand the adjective clearly. Then we move to another parts of speech, that is an adverb. Before to read about an adverb, we read some lines. You can understand clearly about an adverb to read these small lines. Now I read these lines. Some people work very hard. Their ideas are not quite creative, but they need to work smart. They have to plan daily, work creatively, and evaluate frequently. Obviously, it leads to success. In this sentence, there are some words. For example, very, quite creative, work smart, daily, creatively, frequently. These are called adverbs in English. What they say? They say more about a verb, an adjective, in the above paragraph. Then we move to the definition of an adverb. An adverb modifies a verb, an adjective, or another adverb. What an adverb shows in the sentence, what its work in a sentence, that is, it modifies a verb or an adjective or another adverb. Then we see the example. Sheetal sings sweetly. Here, sweetly modifying a verb, sing. He is intentionally late. In this sentence, it intentionally modifying an adjective. Another example, she works extremely slowly. Extremely modifying, extremely is a modifying an adverb. There are another examples. My grandmother walks slowly. My grandmother walks slowly. Here slowly is an adverb. I get up early in the morning. Federer serves very fast. She often comes late. Think big. These all sentences are examples of an adverb. I hope you understand the adverb clearly. Then we move to another parts of speech, that is a preposition. A preposition plays an important role in English. Before we study about the preposition, we read some paragraph. By paragraph, you can understand the preposition clearly. I read the paragraph. Once a cat was sleeping on the floor. When it heard a noise from a distance, it looked in all directions. It saw two rats fighting with each other in the corner of the room. It walked slowly towards them and pounced on them. It caught one, but the other ran into its hole. In this paragraph, you can find some prepositions, for example, on, from, into, with, in. These all are called prepositions in English. They are placed before nouns and pronouns. So, we move to definition of a preposition. A preposition is a word usually placed before a noun or a pronoun to show its relation to some other word in a sentence. A preposition placed before a noun or a pronoun to show its relation to some other word in a sentence. What it shows? The relation of a noun and pronoun to some other word in a sentence. Examples: he lives in Delhi. In is a preposition. I will meet you at 6 o'clock. It is a preposition. I gave it to him yesterday. In this sentence, to is a preposition. You should start early in order to meet him. In this sentence, in order to is a preposition. She has a chain besides ring. Besides is a preposition in this sentence. These all sentences are examples of prepositions. We see some more examples of prepositions. They are: our classes start at 8 o'clock. It is a preposition in this sentence. She has been ill since Monday. In this sentence, since is a preposition. I waited for him till evening. In this sentence, till is a preposition. My father sent a parcel to me. To is a preposition in this sentence. Write your answers with a blue pen. Here, with is a preposition in this sentence. These are all examples of prepositions. I hope you understand about the prepositions clearly. Then we move to another one, that is seventh parts of speech, that is a conjunction. Before read about the conjunction, I read some paragraph or a few lines of paragraph to understand clearly about the conjunction. Now I read: though I woke up early, I missed the bus. Since I had to reach my office in time, I took a taxi and started towards my office, but all my efforts were in vain. I was late to work. I had to wait for another year for my promotion because that was the day of inspection. In this sentence, we can find some words. They are called conjunctions: though, since, and, but, because. These all are words conjunctions. So, what they do in this paragraph? They joined words sentences in the above paragraph. So, what is conjunction? A conjunction joins words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. So, what conjunction does in this sentence? It joins words together and also phrases together and clauses or sentences and put them in a proper order in English sentences. So, a conjunction joins words, phrases, clauses, or sentences. For example, he is very poor, but he is happy. In this sentence, but is a conjunction. Produce more food or you will perish. In this sentence, or is a conjunction. Swimming and playing cricket are my hobbies. here in the sentence end is a conjunction. So a conjunction joins words, phrases, clauses or sentences. We can see some more examples to clearly know about the conjunctions. They are Geeta and Sita are good friends. In this sentence, R is a conjunction. Shankar is weak in studies, so he attends special classes. In this sentence, so is a conjunction. I am tall, but my friend is short. In this sentence, but is a conjunction. Since we have holidays, we want to go to Goa. In the sentence, since is a conjunction. Work hard or you will fail. In the sentence, or is a conjunction. Then we move to last one. The last part of speech, that is an interjection. Before we define an interjection, I read one paragraph to clearly understand about the interjection. That is, Mahesh looked at the sky and said to himself, "Oh, what a beautiful sky." But suddenly a cyclist dashed him and he fell to the ground, saying, "Oops." He got up and went home. He switched on the TV and watched India winning the ICC trophy. Then he said, "Hooray!" He watched a new channel. Alas, it was about an accident. There are some words. They are oh, oops, hooray, alas. These are special words. They are called conjunctions. What do they do in a sentence? They express sudden feelings in the above paragraph. So there are some more examples. Before that, we can define the interjection. An interjection is used for expressing strong emotions. What are the strong emotions in our life? They are surprise, grief, fear, pain, happiness, shock. These all are sudden expressions of human beings in life. They all are called interjections in English. There is one thing you have to remember. In writing, it is often followed by an exclamation mark. So, whenever you write in English sentence, if you write an interjection, you have to use exclamation mark in the sentence. Then only you write properly. Other examples, oh, it is surprising. Hooray, we have achieved it. Hush, don't talk. Alas, he died before the arrival of his son. Oops, he has hurt his leg. Hey, think what you are going to do. In these sentences, there are special words. Oh, hooray, hush, alas, oops, hey. These are called interjections. They shows our sudden feelings. They express our sudden feelings in the sentences. Then there are some more examples to know the clearly about interjection. Hurrah, we won the match. Hush, don't make a noise. Alas, the old man died. Oh, it is unbelievable. Oops, I have cut my finger. These are called interjections. I hope you understand the parts of speech. What are the parts of speech? There are 8 kinds of parts of speech in English. The words are divided into 8 kinds according to their function in a sentence. So, every language is made up of words. The group of words that are in a meaningful order is called a sentence. But all the words of a sentence don't do the same work. These words are divided into 8 kinds according to their function in a sentence. They are called parts of speech. I hope you understand about the parts of speech clearly. uh, in the next lesson we can go another topic. Thank you very much.